Hey guys, this is gonna be kind of a different direction than what I've been um, doing lately with my channel, but I feel so strongly about this issue that I debated making this video or not all day, and I was like, I don't want to be in that percentage that just sits back and does nothing, who ignores the issue, who pretends like there's not a huge epidemic going around, not just the US, but the world, and talking about bullying. I saw a video that's been going around Facebook the last few days, made by a young man named Jonah. He made a movie that, a video that just affected me in a way that not many things have affected me. I was literally reduced to tears. I've never wanted to give someone a hug so bad in my life and just tell them that, it's going to be okay. And what infuriated me even more is I went to leave a comment. He has a support group page on Facebook, and I went to leave him, just a message, just to be like, it gets better. It really does. He was being bullied because he's gay. And I went to leave him a message, and I saw all these posts by people calling him everything from a fag to a queer, tell him to get over himself and stop being such a little bitch. And I'm like, here's someone who is making a video to show people that, you try to bring me down, but it's not going to work. I am who I am, and you're not going to bring me down. You're not going to succeed with what you're trying to do. And these people posting these negative comments on his support page, I was like, and I left my message, and I told him, I said, things do get better. And this is something that, I really take seriously. I have a lot of friends who are gay, and every single one of them has been bullied. And I don't understand how in today's day and age that still happens. And my question's always the same. When you've been hearing about all these kids lately committing suicide all over the world, where are the teachers? Where are the principals? Where are the counselors? I've worked with kids for about 8 years now. I've taught from ages 6 weeks to 12 years. I've seen it all. And because of my experience, I can spot a bully from a mile away without them even saying a word. And I've never tolerated it. I will never tolerate it. If I see it, I stop it. And I'm sick of people making comments like, oh, well, teachers don't have time to care. They don't get paid enough to care. If you're a teacher, if you're going into teaching for the money, you're in the wrong field. If you're going into teaching to not have the time to care, then you should pick a different profession. As a teacher, we not only are expected to teach subjects, but also to teach kids how to be decent human beings. And we're failing miserably. If this is a problem that's going on in the world, we're not doing our job. And along with that, parents aren't doing their job. I don't understand how these teachers can sit there and look at themselves at the end of the day and be able to live with the decisions they're making to ignore this problem. It just really bugs me. And I refuse to sit back and, just be a witness. Sometimes making the right choice means making the unpopular choice. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to be the uncool teacher or, seem like they're nagging or, it doesn't matter. People are human beings. Everybody has feelings. And if you're seeing something like this going on and you're ignoring it, you're just as bad as the bully as far as I'm concerned. You're just as bad. And it takes a lot for something to affect me this way. I was just so moved by the fact that this kid, he's in high school, was brave enough to make this video. And that he was brave enough to finally realize that, you know what? He's a human being. And, you know, you may want to knock him down, but you're not going to succeed. And I'm so sick of, who cares if someone's gay or straight or, you know, I don't get it. I don't get this obsession that people have with that. It's like, who cares? People are human beings. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, you know, it's you know, I just don't, I don't get it. I guess I don't get it because I don't care what someone's sexual orientation is. I mean, really, if you have that much time to sit around and bully someone because of that, then maybe you should, you know, put your efforts elsewhere. Maybe then we'd have a cure for AIDS or something. If people actually spent that effort on something positive instead of something negative, think of the world we'd be living in right now. And so, you know, and at the same time, my degree is actually in behavioral science, so I'm basically trained to profile people. And I'm not trying to defend bullies or anything. I don't want people to get the wrong idea, but I know that the reason why people bully is because they feel like shit about themselves because of something. So these kids who are inflicting pain on other kids are also feeling pain on the inside. And I mean, it could be due to many reasons. I've heard, you know, of gay kids picking on other gay kids, you know, because they were so unhappy with who they were on the inside that they wanted to make someone who was more open about it feel like shit, feel the same pain that they feel because they're keeping it on the inside. So, you know, there comes into play, you know, where are the counselors? Where are the teachers? Where are the parents? You know, I'm sick of people just sitting back and not doing anything. I'm sick of hearing about these stories on the news day after day after day after day. The same stories. And the thing is, and the crazy thing is, it's not just happening in America. It's happening all over the world. It just, I mean, it just baffles me. It baffles me that, you know, this is still going on, that it's gotten to the point that it has. I think that, you know, before you say something to someone, think about how that's going to make them feel. And if you're a teacher and you're watching this, and you've witnessed bullying and you've done nothing about it, then you don't get to call yourself a teacher. You don't deserve to call yourself a teacher. Because you're not teaching kids about, you know, respect. You know, it doesn't matter what religion you are, what sexual orientation you are, what the color of your skin is, how much money you make or your parents make. We're all human beings. We all look the same on the inside. And, you know, that's what we need to be teaching kids. That's what we need to be doing. Not standing back and remaining silent. That's going to get us nowhere. We are where we are in the world today because of people who stood up and spoke out and did the unpopular thing because it was the right thing. You know, look at the civil rights movement. You know, MLK did the unpopular thing. He stood up for himself and for, you know, every African American out there who was, you know, being basically bullied. He stood up and he said, you know, enough is enough. It's time to move on. It's time to, you know, to make people realize that we're all equal. It doesn't matter. And, you know, and I'm just one person out of how many billion on this earth standing up and doing something about it. You know, I've watched too many people, you know, not just with the things, I mean, just in my lifetime, you know, I have gay friends and I know what they've been through, and it's time to put an end to it. And if you're gay and you're watching this and you're going and you're being bullied and you know, you're feeling the same way that, you know, Jonah did, it gets better. It does. Don't ever stop believing in yourself. Don't ever stop believing in who you are. Don't change who you are because of someone else. Don't ever let anyone's words change you. You are who you are. You are born the way you are. And that's okay. And just because the people around you right now don't accept it doesn't mean that there's not people out there who will accept it. But don't ever give up on yourself. Don't ever think that this is it. Because it's not. And it's going to get better. And every day it gets better and better and better. And there's going to come a day where you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, I survived it. I really did. And so I can't give you all a hug and say this to you personally, so I'm doing it this way. And I hope that more people stand up for themselves. And I hope that more teachers and more principals and more parents and more counselors will stand up for this and say enough. We need to change something. We need to change the way we're teaching kids. We need to change the way we see the world we live in. Because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. When you really, really think about it and think about the atrocities that go on every day, this is petty. To pick on someone because, of who they choose to love. Who are we to tell someone who they're allowed to love and who they're not allowed to love? Who are we? We're all human beings. So it's about time we started acting like human beings. So that's my 2 cents. Got off my chest, feel a little better now. And Jonah, if you ever see this, I hope it got better. And if it didn't yet, it will. And I'm glad that you stood up for yourself. And I'm glad that you didn't give up, that you didn't go through, with your attempts. I'm actually very proud of you. And I'm proud of everyone who stands up for themselves. And for, someone who isn't standing up for themselves. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to say today. So, I know this is very different from what you're used to from me, but, there's a lot of facets to me. And I do care about the world we live in. And as a teacher, I try to do my best. And, like I said, I'm only one person. So, hopefully this will, make people think twice about ignoring bullying or, if you're out there and you're thinking about bullying someone, I hope this will make you think twice. Because you're obviously feeling some pain on the inside too, and you need to figure out how to change that. So, that's all I had to say. Hope everybody had a good Monday.